Hey DC Collectors, welcome back to a brand new review. The future of the DC Universe is officially in our hands, but Todd McFarlane just made a choice that's got me sort of confused. Today we're looking at the brand new DC Multiverse Deluxe Theatrical Edition Wave 4. I want to send a big shout out to Entertainment Earth for sending these over for review. If you like this review and you want to buy them, I'll have links in the description below. Now this wave of Supergirl movie figures features Supergirl with Baby Krypto, the villainous Krem of the Yellow Hills, Jason Momoa's Lobo, and of course, CW Supergirl? CW Supergirl? Why did McFarlane throw a 10-year-old TV design into a brand new movie case? Are these deluxe price points actually worth your hard-earned cash? Let's unbox them, test the articulation, and find out if this wave is a masterpiece or a massive skip. Taking a look at the accessories, they all come with the DC logo base and the one peg. They each come with a trading card, as you can see here. Most of it is character posters for the movie, with the exception of Supergirl from the CW, which is just I guess a TV poster from that series. Back of the cards feature the actual Supergirl post-movie poster, with the exception of the CW Supergirl, which actually contains a data file. Krem of the Yellow Hills comes with this neat axe. I mean, this is actually a pretty stellar axe. You can see it's got a cool handle on it, cool looking blade. It comes with a crazy, some sort of gun. Yeah, maybe they will describe this in the movie. That's just weird. He also comes with an extra set of fists. And as you can see, they got these little spike things coming off the knuckles. Supergirl comes with this awesome looking sword, just like it's featured in the comics. Well, it might look a little different. They movied it up, but it's still a pretty awesome looking sword. She also comes with a pair of flying hands. Ooh. Supergirl also comes with this awesome little baby Krypto. Oh, he's so cute. Comparing to the big Krypto that came with Superman. Lobo comes with his hook chain. The end of it is just here. So I'm wondering if you attach that to the figure at all somewhere. We'll have to look at that in a second. Lobo comes with several different hands. He comes with a thumbs up hand, a grabby hand, a couple of fist hands, one that has like some spiky knuckles on it, and another just like a gun-toting hand or something. TV Supergirl comes with a whole pile of hands. She's got the pointy finger hand, the flying hand, weapon grabbing hand, and a couple of fists. So let's start this review off by taking a look at the title character, Supergirl. Right off the bat, you can see there is one huge problem with this figure, and it's the gorilla arms. I mean, the arms are so long. They come down way past her skirt. Honestly, it's almost cartoonish at how long the arms are. So it doesn't really look good at all to me. The arms are just horrible for this figure. Look at the poster. Her arm, and look at the skirt. Her arms don't come anywhere near past the skirt. If anything, they come up about mid-skirt. Look at that. Look at that, and then look at that. That's pretty bad. I really don't know what the sculptor was thinking, other than maybe he was looking at how long the legs are, and maybe it looked disproportional if the arms were short, and people would think the arms were super short. Yeah, I really would like to get in the minds of some of the people sculpting some of this stuff every now and then, just to see what they're thinking, because it would be very interesting. So the cape is cloth, and it is wired, so you can get some crazy looking poses with the cape if you really wanted to. That's a nice little feature, and I'm glad that McFarlane started doing this for most of the caped figures. It's really probably just a very tiny expense added to the cost of the figure, but it gives a lot of value to the figure just because of the way you can display it. Looking at the sculpt itself, I don't have a problem with her face. Her face actually looks like Millie Alcock, and it looks really, really nice. She does come with another face, and I think I do prefer this one, so we're going to swap faces. So to do that, pop the head off, and you can see it comes on just a little ball joint there. Then you could just pull the head right out. Woo! You can see that has a little cavity in there for this plug to go in that's on top of the head, and it should slide right in and fit up in there pretty nice. There she goes. She's all snapped in place. Now we just attach the head again, and boom, she has a new head. And I think I like this head a little bit better than the other head. So taking a look at the articulation on Miss Kara Zor-El, the head will turn all the way around. She's got nice movement. It's on that ball joint, so it is going to move pretty nicely. Now with the hair, she cannot look up. Nope, she cannot look up one iota. That's as far as it goes. Now she can look down pretty nice. I mean, that's a pretty good bend at the neck. She does have butterfly shoulders, but not much movement in those. In fact, those are really, really tight. Normally, the McFarlane stuff's really loose, but these are super tight. Arms will rotate all the way around. She's got a decent T-pose, but again, those those arms, I can't get over how ridiculous those arms look. She does have a torso cut here that can turn all the way around. The arms do have a arm swivel here that goes all the way around. She has super fantastic double jointed elbows. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, folks. She has the normal McFarlane wrist joints. She also has a turn at the waist, which can go all the way around. Now, the skirt is not cloth. The skirt is made of that diaper rubber or diaper plastic that McFarlane uses on the other figures. But there is one cool feature on the skirt. It's two pieces, right? So there is a split here, which allows you to get better splitsies out of the figure. Normally, there is no cut there. In other figures, you can't spread their legs that far. This one, you get a pretty good split. Again, because of that cut, you get another good split that way. Double jointed knees are right on. They look absolutely fantastic. You have the normal ankle rockers that McFarlane is known for. They do a good job. No toe articulation on this figure, surprisingly. After playing around with this one, I am not a big fan of this particular figure just because the arms are so weird. It is so weird. These arms are just, oof. Now here she is with her cousin Kal-El. If I'm looking at the movie, there is a substantial height difference between David Cornsweet and Millie Alcock. And with the McFarlane figure, there is not much of a height difference at all. So that's kind of disappointing to see that the height difference is negligible between these two characters. Now here's a figure I am surprised by. This does not look anything like the character does in the comic that this movie's based off of. So I wasn't thrilled when I saw this design, but we've only seen that in trailers. Getting the figure in my hands is kind of a pretty cool design. You can see looking at the face, he's got a lot of, I don't know, what do you call those? Beads or steel balls or something all in his face, which is really weird. Really weird. Lots of scars on his face, and that makes for a pretty cool figure, but he looks even better with his alt head on him. So we are going to apply this alt head because it has this cool mask on it. And yes, it does have a hole for the ponytail, so we're going to add that to him right now. You simply pop out the ponytail, pop off the head. You can see the joint there that supports that. We're going to put the new head on, pops into place. Look at that face, man. Good gosh, that is an ugly mug. And then we're going to pop this into place here in the back. Oh, okay. Now he looks like some Mad Max character, but he still, it's more interesting than just the regular face. Look at all the detail in the sculpt here. I mean, they went all out on the detail. You can't say McFarlane doesn't do detail because he does awesome detail. They even did a little more than normal on the paint on this guy, because you do see some dry brushing here and there to kind of bring out some of the details. You even see it on this dead animal lizard. I don't know what this thing is, some kind of two-headed rodent that he has just hanging off his belt. Oh man, that is crazy. He's even got a gun holster, I think. Is that a gun holster? Or is that a axe holster? Not sure. We'll have to look at that. Look at the details on the boots, on these weird looking boots. But they look cool. They look awesome. Is there any, can you see anything under there? Not really. All in all, I mean, he's a bad looking dude. Real bad looking dude. And actually, he might give Lobo a run for his money as my favorite figure of this wave so far. He looks very interesting, and I think he'll pop on the shelf just because he's that kind of different than everything else on the McFarlane Toys shelf. All right, so taking a look at his articulation, of course, he can do a 360 with his head if you want him to. He can look to the side. He has a little more movement than the other figures because he doesn't have the long hair. He can look up a little bit. He can look down a little bit. He does have the faux butterfly joints. 360 at the arm. Double jointed elbows. Patented McFarlane wrist joints. These actually don't look bad. They're kind of hidden. They're back up into the gauntlet here, so that looks okay. This is one of the better figures as far as that wrist joint goes because it's hidden for the most part. Now he does have a cut here at the stomach area that can make him turn 360. Now splitsies, again, oh cool. This guy also has the slit down the sides, so he can do a nice split. Not so good that way, decent. It is awesome that McFarlane is putting that split there now. I know in the past they haven't always done that, and that's been kind of irksome. Double jointed knees, and of course the regular ankle articulation and the toe articulation that doesn't move much, not much at all. All in all, he's really a nice figure. Next up is the main man, Lobo. I'm pretty stoked to add this Lobo to my collection. He looks awesome. I'm loving Jason Momoa as Lobo. I've always thought that he would make a great Lobo in a movie project, and here it is. The dream has become reality, so to speak. And by all accounts, this is a great figure. And not only that, it does come with some articulation that most McFarlane figures do not come with, and I'm excited about that. All right, so taking a look here is Lobo's face. I mean, they did a great job with the paint, the sculpt. It looks really nice. He does come with an alternate head with a closed mouth, but I prefer this particular look. To me, it just looks way better to see the aggressiveness to Lobo's face with the open mouth. Lots of detail on this guy. I mean, just look at the coat details. They are fantastic. They did a wonderful job capturing the leather feel of his coat and even the leather jacket underneath. Look at the sculpt details here. The skull on his belt buckle. Little chains here. They're not actual chains. It is just plastic, but it still looks good. Even added the skull on the kneecap, some spikes on the kneecap, and then gave it a little dry brushing here to give it that like worn look. So that looks actually pretty fantastic. I love the tattoos or whatever you want to call him on Lobo's arms. Skin color looks good. Look at those spikes on his wrist with the chains around him. He's got the pauldrons. Well, they're not really pauldrons. It's just like shoulder pads, part of his coat, with spikes on them. And then he's got this, I'm assuming that's some sort of grenade or something around his neck. I'm sure we'll find out in the film what that is. This is way better than Supergirl. Much, much better than Supergirl. All right, taking a look at the articulation on this guy. His head is on a ball joint, but he's not going to move much. He could probably do a 360, and I'll do it just, and it just popped off. The reason it popped off, all that hair is not going to let him move all that much. So there's no point in trying to do a 360 with this guy. He can get that high with the T-pose, which is not terribly high. He does have the faux butterfly joint, so he does get some movement there. He's got bicep swivels that go all the way around. He's got really nice double jointed elbows. They get some real movement there. He has normal McFarlane wrist articulation. I will say, kids, this thing is sharp. Be careful playing around with that. Like, there's one little tiny one right there that just pokes me every single time. Yow! Looking underneath the cloak, he does have a chest cut, so he can turn a 360 if you want him to. He also has a cut at the waist, so you can turn him there as well. So he can look at his own butt, but still look at his abs. Splitsies, he gets a pretty decent splitsy for what he is. I mean, that's pretty decent. Another one this way is decent. Not going to complain about that. Now, one of the cool things that this guy has that most McFarlane figures don't is, as you can see, right here. Thigh swivels. Look at that. Oh my God, they're really tight too, but he does have thigh swivels. Now, the only reason I think they added the thigh swivels is with this is because McFarlane Toys did make his Space Hog, so he can ride that motorcycle. That is probably why he does have the thigh swivel. He has double jointed knees. They're all right, but he's the thicker figure, so it's not as good as, like, say, the Supergirl figure that we just looked at. Now, he does have the normal ankle rockers. They are all right. I'm not a big fan of those. And he does have toe bends. But what I really don't care for with this figure is the way the foot looks. Look at this. It's not a flat foot. The toes go up. What does that mean? That means it's harder for him to stand. Just without the base, it's harder for this guy to stand because he doesn't have the toe to help support the rest of the body. All in all, he's a nice figure, but he doesn't scale well with Supergirl because she's almost just as tall as Jason Momoa. I don't get what's going on here. I don't get the scaling here. And finally, we come to the oddest choice in this wave, and that is the CW Supergirl. Why McFarlane put this in there, I don't know. I guess it was just an excuse to get this figure out before his license ended. It's still a weird choice when, I would have rather seen maybe like the little girl from the movie, what's her name, Ruthie, or I don't know, one of those other aliens that you see Supergirl taking out. That would have been really nice. So taking a look at her, I guess she looks like Melissa Benoist. Benoist? Is that Benoist? Is that how you say it? It's not a bad sculpt, not a bad looking figure. Just again, it's just kind of odd. I don't understand, but I'll leave it at that. We're just gonna base the figure on the figure and its merits. So again, she has like super long hair, so her head's not gonna turn all that well at 360. But we're gonna get it there. We're gonna get it there. We did it. Oh, and we popped it off. It went right back on though. So there is going to be that bit of trouble when you decide to turn the head 360 if you do. She can't get much movement at all just because of the hair. So there's no looking up. If you look how long her hair is in the back, there is no looking up. Looking down, that's about it. So there is limited movement at the head. And that hair keeps popping up. The hair keeps popping off. Out of all the figures, she does the T-pose the best. Actually, she's really nice. I mean, that's a pretty good T-pose. She does have butterfly joints. Arms rotate all the way around. Bicep swivel on this one. Double jointed elbows. While I'm thinking about this, let's compare some notes here. Let's look at arms. Holy cow, look at the difference in the arms. Just look at that. I've got shoulder to shoulder, and her hand is right at the tip of the CW Supergirl. The start of her wrist is right at the tip of the Supergirl movie's end of her finger. It's just ridiculous how long these arms are. And in real life, I think she is like actually taller than Millie Alcock. She does have the normal McFarlane ankle or wrist joints. I don't like this all that much. It just looks a little weird on this hand. I'm not a fan of the wrist joints on this figure. She does have a torso cut here that will allow her to turn 360. Oh, there is a waist turn there. It's really tight, but we can get her to move that way as well. She also has the splits, the side cuts in the skirt so that she can do a nice split. That's her double jointed knee. That's as far as it goes. So not the greatest. She has the McFarlane ankle joints that do all sorts of cool stuff, along with the toe bends. Actually, not a bad figure, all said and done. A much better figure than the DCU Supergirl figure, which is sad because I really wanted that figure to be good, but this is a much better figure. And here is a look at the DCU figures all together. The only one I'm missing is Lex Luthor and Ultraman, and of course the variations of Supergirl with the brown coat and Superman with the battle damage. I don't really care for those. I'm looking for the main core group here. Honestly, they look pretty good together. I'm really digging the designs for the DCU right now. So what's the final verdict of the McFarlane Toys Deluxe Theatrical Supergirl movie figures? If you buy the full case from Entertainment Entertainment Earth, you're going to get all 4 of these figures and 2 duplicates. Yes, you get 2 of the CW Supergirl and 2 of the Lobos. Getting 2 Lobos isn't bad, but 2 of the CW Supergirls? As standalone figures, the movie line gives us an incredibly exciting, highly detailed preview of what James Gunn's DC Universe is going to look like. The textures, the paint apps, and the inclusion of little Baby Krypto make this a must-have for DCU diehards. If you want to grab this wave for yourself, I left the links in the description to Entertainment Earth down below. But I want to hear from you. Which figure in this wave is your absolute favorite? Are you hyped for the new movie designs, or are you just glad we finally got a proper CW Supergirl? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more toy reviews, and smash that notification bell so you never miss an unboxing. If you want to check me out on social media, you can do that at Facebook, Instagram, X, and Blue Sky at DC Collectors. You can also check out DCCollectors.com each and every day for the latest DC Comics toy news. All right, folks, God bless.